Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day as we continue our way through Superman 82 with the second story, The Unemployed Superman, which is not 100% true. He's never, fired from being Superman. There's just no crime to fight. This is actually a more fascinating story than a lot of them. Actually, this whole entire issue has been more fascinating than a lot of Superman comics. I would like this story because on what it kind of does, which is entirely unintentional, is it has interesting philosophical implications. At no point does it want to look deep into these, but hey, it gave me something for a little while, while just being generic Superman flair. Crime is gone in Metropolis. There is no crime, and Superman is kind of bored and annoyed a little. He has plenty of time to do other things like stop systematic inequalities, so he's going to get around to that, right? Right? No. He flies to a different city, London specifically, which has crime currently, but very quickly crime disappears there and returns to Metropolis. Actually, it's not really crime as a volcano erupting, but it's still like something to do in Metropolis. Once things seem to keep happening that way, wherever he goes, crime just immediately stops, or any sort of action just immediately stops. And while writing the story, his typewriter melts. He puts together the only person who could possibly be behind this. My mind went to Luther, which is my problem, but it is Mr. Mxyzptlk. Yes, our old friend, the magical imp, is back. And he has created a machine. Why does he need a machine when he's magical? Let's not think about those implications. What he has done is create a machine that turns everybody in a city good. And that's why there's no crime in these cities. He keeps moving it wherever Superman is. And he will use this machine to keep everyone in Metropolis good if Superman leaves the city forever and reveals his true identity. So Superman now has a problem. He basically can save Metropolis forever if he reveals his secret identity and leaves it for all time. It is something Superman supports. And that's an interesting challenge for Superman. It's definitely a different challenge. And the challenge, I understand the choices he would make, why he would be self-sacrificing in the greater good to be Superman. What the story doesn't want to get into is, one, this is kind of an early version where the villain is sort of right, but the villain's methods of going about it are wrong. Not completely that. Mxyzptlk's intentions are not noble in any way. But this is a modern superhero, especially in Marvel movies and TV shows right now, where the villain is essentially right. What they're trying to do is a good thing. They're right about it, but then the villain does something horrible, and this then unjustifies any action, so you can just ignore it. So, yeah, that's been a massive problem. In some ways, some things change, but they don't have to go extreme in their changing, like how the villain has gone. And this has been a very annoying thing. The villain here is trying to make everybody good, but there is a bigger philosophical question that needs dealt with. It's inherently evil to change people's alignment, you could say. You are forcibly willing them to be something. You're not giving them a choice. That is inherently evil. Even if it is turning everybody good, you have changed somebody without their consent. You've taken away free will. This is a bad thing to do. I don't know if I needed to say the bad, but it is an inherently evil thing to do. And the implications of this is quite frightening. In fact, Marvel did a storyline called Pleasant Hill, where it turned out that they used a powerful MacGuffin person to change all the supervillains into normal small-town people, which even when they turn back are very mad about, rightly so. As one guy even points out, he only did minor crimes, and you changed my entire being. Who was more in the wrong there? That was an extreme. But this is a story written for children in the 1950s, so it's going to be simplified to, oh, you want good to happen? We're not going to deal with the implications of the horror that Mr. Mxyzptlk is dealing with. But I am. So I think just by that, Superman should stop this, because it's a bad thing. It's going to find a way out, and that way out is, in fact, that Mxyzptlk couldn't invent a machine that could just fix things. There is a cost. If one city is becoming very good, the evil has to go out into the rest of the world, giving other cities higher crimes. So there is an imbalance. So Superman has to take out Mr. Mxyzptlk, and he writes Ptolek's name down in his TV announcement. So when he has to go off and save someone and Mxyzptlk wants to read it out loud, he says his name backwards and is sent back to his home dimension. Though Superman did write out what his true identity is. It's also weird Mxyzptlk would have to read it. He knows who Superman is. He could just do this. In fact, he has confronted Clark many times at his job, so I know he knows who Clark is. He's Superman. But no, he falls for the stupid thing. So there's a much more interesting, better story in this. But as things go, I will take just the amount of discussion I can get out of the story, juicing it for it, than anything that's sort of banal and has very little to say. Okay, that is it from Superman 82, The Unemployed Superman. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get a notification when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday where I cover Batman story and other Detective Comics or Batman. There's not going to be one tomorrow. Until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow. And it's entirely fine for Superman to inspire people to become better. That involves choice and personal growth. And that's sort of what Superman represents. Okay, have a great day.